Welcome everyone. Today we'll see how does a needle bearing looks like and what is the purpose of the needle bearing, what all the parts are there, where it is fitted. Today what we have is a SPERRE LL2/160 model of working air compressor which I have on board my ship. So now recently I changed this needle ball bearing. So I'll show you what all things it has and how does this works, what is the inner race and how this works. So before we see, let's see where does this part is. Okay. So here is the right here. You see. Okay. Now this is the connecting rod. This part number 3880. This is the needle bearing. This needle bearing. These are the small needles which are placed inside circumference of the bearing. Inside this comes this is like a inner race, or you can call it sleeve also, which is placed inside this, or the needle bearing is placed on top of this sleeve or the inner race. This all together set assembly comes in one part. This goes inside the connecting rod, and this connecting rod goes inside the crankshaft for the working air compressor. This is a two-stage piston. Two pistons are there, right? Two-stage compressor, working air compressor giving 7 bar. So this part number you see is right here, 3880. So if you see, we have 3880 as this one, 3880 needle bearing, right? So we'll see how does the needle bearing looks like and what all the needles are and what is the purpose of needle, and if there is enormous sound coming while the working air compressor is running, that means your needles are worn out, or these needles have been broken down. So because of which there is insufficient bearing moment, due to which leads to the abnormal sound. We'll see right here. This is an example of a brand new needle bearing right here. Okay, this is a needle bearing. If you see right here, these are the small grooves for the lubrication. From here the oil will come inside and lubricate. Okay. Now if you see, this part is the inner race, which I discussed before, showed you in this diagram also. This part can be taken out. See, it's a very fine part. Do not try to rub it against any hard surface, because this will damage the part. So you see, now these are the needles which are all across the circumference of the bearing right here. This is the bearing make, model number written. Now this is separate thing. We'll discuss this one first. This is called as inner race. Now because of excessive heat, if there is insufficient lubrication, or the lubrication is not happening because of the low oil level also, this sleeve or this inner race will start getting heated up. Now once this gets heated up, this surface will become reddish brown, or like a dark color instead of this steel shape. So what will happen is, this will become excessively hot, which variably will affect on the inside the needles, and if there is excessive vibration, these needles will start come out like this. This will come out and your bearing is worn out. So this part and this inside race, inner race, and the needle will try to seize up, therefore leading to the less movement of the crankshaft, and therefore failure of your compression stroke. So these main thing to see here is the lubrication hole, one thing, this needles and the inner race. That's it. See, this goes right here. Now the most important thing to remember is, now whenever you are placing the bearings, always remember this part with the make here, the number here, and the manufacturing country or some bearings have different their markings, but this part shall come on the outside part of the crankshaft. Now this will come like this. If you see like this bearing, it will go like this here. Okay, so if you see here, we'll see. So this is the small oil groove, if you see right here, right, which is, if you see on this one is here, right. So this part will go like this. Now this part will go like this inside. That is how you put a bearing, also needle bearing. Thank you so much, guys. Be safe.